If I can recall, Amy and Adam, she was a bit shy. She didn't used to talk much.
She's a very timid. Amy ni orang dia kecil.
Dari tadi aku tunggu kau. Aku nak cakap dengan kau. Aku kesiankan kau. Suami aku kok kat sini. Aku kesiankan Adam. Lebih baik kau cari rumah sewa.
Nak pindah ke mana? Aku tak ada keluarga kat sini.
Dekat sini tak selamat. Lebih baik aku ajak kau jumpa MP, Dr. Maliki. Jagalah diri baik-baik, okey?
Amy is a single divorced mother in her late 30s. She was referred to us by Dr. Maliki. She had gone to him for assistance. When we first met Amy and her son, who was 6 months old then, they were illegally squatting in the Bedok IRH, where we are right now. The family had been moving from place to place, so there had been no stable housing for both Amy and her young child after the divorce.
Hello. Hi, Madam Fauzia. Before P4650 came in, HDB, as the landlord, we only detect a lot of surface issues, but there are other issues which the families, they are not willing to tell HDB about, which are the main crux of their issues. And it is really, I'm really grateful that it is through this P4650 that these families are able to open up these problems to social agencies, and through that, PAVE brought in HDB. And from there, we are able to build up the trust and mutual respect.
Okay, so how is it so far? What I remember the most, when I first met her, she was very timid, very overwhelmed, basically burdened by the family situation, and there was a lot of shame in having to come forward to seek help because she had never done so. I asked her how was she managing with Adam's constant crying. At first she told me that she would try to carry him and walk around the house. But when I probed further, she admitted that she would give him cough syrup to soothe him so that he would go to sleep and she would at least have some peace of mind. We could see how she was having difficulties caring for Adam. We also asked her how she was managing in Adam's daily needs. Then she told us that she wasn't able to afford to buy milk formula for Adam.
She was giving the baby diluted, not just condensed milk, but diluted condensed milk. You know, in this day and age in Singapore, you would never think that something like this could happen, especially when there are so many resources, available. But it was obvious that she didn't know what the resources were, and she didn't know where to go to for help, and she was clearly very overwhelmed, with what was going on. The baby was actually crying so unnaturally, so we suspected that something was not right. And so I called one of the medical social workers, one of the senior medical social workers there, and she could also hear what was going on. So she suggested that maybe it would be wise to bring her to the hospital.
At the hospital, the doctors checked Adam out and decided to admit him for 3 days for observation.
He's malnourished.
Oh, okay, doctor.
He needs proper food.
We knew that she didn't know how to look after a baby. This was her first child. So I actually called the CC to get the number of one of the volunteers. Imha, that was his name.
When a sudden phone call came, I was like, what's the problem, Dr. Nahir? I said, I need your help. Can you find someone that who really knows how to feed babies, infant, newborn babies about like 2 weeks? I said, gosh, where on the planet can I? So at that point in time, my mom was really very sick. So I called my sister and I said, can you just emergency unit, leave mom for a while, proceed to this unit, this block 46. When a sudden phone call came, I was like, what's the problem, Dr. Nahir? I said, I need your help. So I called my sister.
Dalam pukul 10 lebih gitulah. Jadi abang telefon. Oh, ada ni lah nak minta tolong. Dia bilang, ada orang ni dekat tingkat ni, blok sini lah. Dia bilang, dia pasal anak dia selalu nangis baru keluar hospital. Minta tolong tengok ke macam mana lah. Dia bilang gitu. Tak bilang kat mana, kat Pak Pona. Dia bilang.
Siapa?
Saya Cik Zainah.
Amy buka pintu lah, dia buka mangga, kunci. Tapi kakak bilang, kenapa nangis saja, anak nangis, kenapa? Kakak bilang gitu. Tak tahu cik, dia bilang nanti kalau itu dia nangis. Budak ni tak boleh nangis banyak tau, kakak bilang. Anak laki-laki kalau dia nangis nanti dia suka sawan, kakak bilang gitu.
Kau taruhkan susu.
Tak banyak sangat ke, Cik?
Tak, kalau ikut sukatan.
So I think for us to be able to do it within an hour and to have somebody at someone's door, I mean, it's out of this world. And it also told me how important it is to develop a community relationship so that you could access help when you need it. We were really happy that the community responded, and as a result of that, she formed friendships and relationships.
Why I picked my sister? Because I thought we babysit a lot of children and the neighborhood kids. So I thought the experience are still there,
Itulah kalau orang cakap kat kepo tu, itu orang pasal lah. Tapi kita ingat, kita nak menolong sesama manusia. Itu kakak macam kadang sayang dia. Macam kita ingat macam kira macam anak saudara kita yang Amy ni kan, yang kecil ni kira mata ibarat macam cucu. Itu dia bilang, ini nenek. Kan kalau untuk ada lauk masak rumah punya kan, dia kadang-kadang kakak tengok Pak Ade ni, kakak telefon dia lah. Dah masak? Dia bilang belum cik. Saya gantung, awak balik awak ambil. Dia bilang gitu. Ayolah cik, nanti saya ambil. Dia bilang gitu.
Once Adam was discharged from hospital, another concern was still remain his safety and well-being. We had to also talk to HDB to discuss with them whether it was possible to place Amy and Adam in a unit in the Bedok IRH where we are right now. So on compassionate grounds, HDB allowed Amy and Adam to rent a room in the Bedok IRH.
From HDB perspective, we actually conduct house visits together with PAVE. Sometimes it is conducted during the night, whereby the families came back from work. And I remember there was one particular family, he was very thankful when we visited them at night. He told us that this is the first time a government official with a social worker comes in to help their family at this late hour of the time to understand their problem, giving them advice on housing and also providing them the social assistance that the family would have needed.
I met Amy at this parenting workshop at Siglap CC, whereby we used to get to know each other from that interim flat for project 4650. And then we used to be known each other. I used to stay in block 46, Bedok South Avenue 3 at level 9, about 3.5 years.
and I used to be a volunteer to MEC team of Ziglap CC at P4650. When Amy having the mom's parenting workshop, I do carry the baby down, and we try to bring him to the other room with other kids to join. So when I carried Adam up and down and tried to stop him from crying, we tried our best also to the end, and some of our CC staff also helped. He still keep on crying.
Apa yang boleh kita fahamkan?
Amy and Adam, they would come in, sometimes a bit later than the others. And it's always because Adam is always very, a bit cranky. You know, he would be crying and all that. So even with the child in her arms, I remember she is very keen to attend the session and ensure that she don't miss it. So she will never step out of the room even if the boy is a bit cranky. The demographics and the profile of the clients residing in these two blocks shows a high percentage of families with school-going children. So we were very concerned with the children's education needs. We feel there is a need for us to come in to provide our support.
At first, these residents at P4650 is reluctant and unwilling to get together with our parenting workshop. But we used to call, and then we try to gather all these people, and it become more and more of them try to click, to get friendly, to get to know each other.
I mean, I'm very pleased that Dr. Nair always alert the MEC about what's happening. So that's where the root, really grows, and it really nourishes, and you see how the plant grows, So your branches, your branch into any areas. So the moment we receive phone call, we know who to activate, we know how to act. Yeah, I think the important thing is communication is always very important.
And I think that's what's important about this project, that there's a face to the name, and we meet regularly, So it's very easy to get things done.
One positive thing about Amy was that she had aspirations to be independent, to be self-reliant, to own her own home. She did not want to be reliant on financial assistance. Through the various sessions we had with her, we could see that she really became confident, and she was no longer isolated.
I was 23. My wife is also 23. My daughter is only 5 months old. I was jobless. My wife was jobless. We got some more homeless, we can say also. Because I got some conflict with my father. Then I got no place to stay. End up, I went to HDB and apply. Then end up, they given me block 46, so I shifted in.
I first met Rex and Hui Hui in October 2014. That was the same day they actually moved into the Bedok IRH, block 46.
Hello.
So at that point, Rex had just finished his national service, and Hui Hui had given birth to their 5-month-old child then, Athena. Because Rex had just come out from national service, he wasn't employed. So there was no income in the family.
A lot of these housing problems that the families are facing is consequences of a lot of social problems. There could be family disputes, there could be medical issues, problems such as spouse, they were having quarrels, etc. Children not going to schools, and all these usually from the client's perspective, they think that it's not necessary for HDB to know. But however, we realize that all these challenges that they are facing, it eats into their take-home income.
it's very important to have your own space at home. You will feel more easy. When you rent with other people, I hope the co-tenant don't mind that I have a 5-month-old baby, because she can just cry anytime, yeah, especially in the midnight. And it's not easy to get along with someone that you don't stay with or you don't know in a house. The worst point of my life. I don't even have 10 cents. Yeah. Having a baby, I don't even have 10 cents. Even if I left the last $50 or $100, the first thing that I need to go and buy is the milk powder. So everything that we think is, we must pay for the baby first.
In 2014, Southeast Community Development Council had actually received a donation from 志正堂道学会, a charity organization, an amount of 150,000 to this program. In a meeting with our partners, we realized that there was an increasing need to support less privileged families that have children aged less than 3 years old. So these families, due to the increase in formula milk powder, actually feed their children with tea. Yeah, so this was an area of concern for us.
Okay, Madam Siti, thank you so much for coming. You take a seat first while I prepare the milk and diapers, okay?
We hope that this will reduce stress on the families, and also families will not resort to feeding their children tea. We hope that this actually will also help families provide the required nutrition for the children's developmental needs.
The Kids 0 to 3 program was initiated by KKH and Temasek Cares, and it's a wonderful program. We approached Dr. Go and asked, is it possible for them to consider the families living in the IRH, because they are young families, they are babies, and they really needed the help.
So far you've been eating well, sleeping well?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Kids 0 to 3 program is actually a community-based integrated program aiming at supporting children from vulnerable families to maximize their developmental potential. And it's actually from pregnancy until first 3 years of life.
I want to ask if by the 8th she never give birth, how? Because her due date is on the 8th.
Even in the affluent society in Singapore, there are actually families that still need help, especially healthcare, psychosocial support, and early childhood learning is actually very important.
Okay, maybe I can just show you where exactly you can massage her during the
So we have to reach out and then provide them an integrated service rather than allowing them to run to different places, which they will probably not do it. And that would definitely affect the child's development.
The back, this portion.
Yeah. The first time was a bit nervous, don't know what to do, a bit flustered, because I really didn't have all those knowledge then. Yeah, that time was really very stressed because we don't have a house. Then we have to live separately. Yeah, like I went to my father's house to stay, then he have to like find a place outside to stay by himself. Then I also worry about him also lah.
For Rex and Hui Hui, we personalize and customize this program for them. We bring certain ideas to their home. So this is done in their home facility. So we equip them, empower them with these knowledge that it becomes their way of life. So they improve the quality of their life in there. Paying attention to his neck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, nice and easy. Yes.
And then after delivery, the baby and the mother will also be visited by our community health visitors. And as mentioned earlier, the community health visitor is supported by a whole team of professionals behind her. So when she encounters any problem, there's always a whole team that is empowering her to do that home visit.
是上一次我喂Adina 的时候也是 breastfeed 嘛，可是只持续了1个月，因为那时候不知道怎样正确的按摩，然后就是那个 milk 就是出不来。那现在Nurse Shelby 就教了我怎样正确的按摩， 那就是希望这次可以持续久一点的为他，就是 breastfeed 他了。如果有遇到什么问题的话，可以打给他，然后问他意见，因为毕竟他也是专业的。
When I get Block 46, I very happy because what I must give her is a house. Yeah. If you want to marry a wife, you cannot even give her a house. You will never understand how I feel. After that, I shift out on May 25th, 2015. Shift out of Block 46 when I come to Block 12. When I come to Block 12, my mindset was like, finally, I got my own house.